I think we're streaming. Are we? Let's check if we're streaming. Yeah, we're streaming. Loading Nox. So I've got a few ships here. Then we're going to load by load and do size comparisons. Loading the Nox, a Dragonfly, an MPUV cargo, Terrapin. Start to come in a little slow. I mean, they're getting progressively larger. Terrapin takes a. Everyone's got a lot of polys. Next are pretty fast. Gladius, Gladiator, Prospector, Gladius. So this is Fleet Viewer. It's a Unity VR app that I'm writing for focus on Daydream devices. So Android, you do cardboard, I suppose. I'm not doing. Daydream has the controller edition, so I'll go ahead and actually turn on my controller here so I can get it. There we go. Yeah, controller's on. Loading. I'll let these other ships load.
Good night.
Good night. Every time a ship starts to load, the thing has to. The loads are asynchronous, but when I finally calculate all the polys, then it just takes a while to actually marshal or whatever. Yeah, marshal, copy all those polys that I calculated in C# over to the the unmanaged C side. So let's start to zoom out a bit. There was a Starfarer, the Carrack coming up. It's taking a bit to load. There's the Carrack. And here's the 890. I'm loading all these for size comparison reasons. And here comes the 890. There's the 890. And the Polaris is the last one. Polaris is pretty fast. There's actually pretty low poly count on the Polaris. On the desktop version, I actually have a little dialogue, little Unity message box that pops up on the screen. But the point of this video is to do a little walkthrough of the so let's just go above it real quick because there's some outside. Don't really have the best controls, but kind of intention. This is a version that you look where you want to go, and I've been doing talking without wearing the actual headset. So let me stick it on real quick here. Alright, now I can see in VR what I'm talking about instead of just squinting at the screen. So controller on the Fleet Viewer app that I'm slowly working on is you look where you want to go, and on the controller, here's my Daydream controller. I basically press forward and touch forward, and I'm going in the direction that I look. And if I want to stop, I just let go. So here I'm moving forward the way I'm looking, and I can go backward the way I'm looking. Or I can go left the way I'm looking, or right from the way I'm looking. And it's all relative to the way I'm looking. So if I actually look this way, I can go this way. So the easy way to strafe, I can move in all axes. It's freedom, but I only have a controller with 2 degrees on the touch sensor. Freedom. So anyway, oh, and let me real quick here text my friend about the stream. Let's see. Bear with me here. Where is mine? Not exactly an immersive environment, is it? Am I streaming? I am. There we go. YouTube. Copy. Send this to my friend. All right, here we go. So there's the 600 controller. I wanted to zoom out before I go in to do a little bit of size comparison. So, and I'm going to stand up as I do this. I can actually, if I have freedom of movement on the ground, I can zoom out a little better. So it's shorter than Tally. Noticeably shorter than Starfare. So that's what you get for $400. Zoom a hair bit more. So it is about 5 meters on a Tally. All these links are from the Star Citizen ship matrix. If they're incorrect, then it's a Star Citizen matrix fault. In Unity, I'm using an exact measurement. If like the down here, Nox is 5.5 meters, so I say in Unity you're 5.5. The Dragonfly is 6 point something, 6.3, 6.5. I say in Unity you're 6.5. So I tell all these they're exactly those units. So I think relative, whether it is a meter per unit or not, at least they're all scaled to the same size. So I do a uniform scaling across these. So I can load address in this app too. I don't because it's these are all the untouched CTM models from all over. Millions of polys. The address has 2.9 million polys. The entire ship matrix. We can look at all. There's 40 unique how many unique ships there are. The ship matrix spreadsheet I have is 97 ships, but some of them are duplicates. And I call them duplicates. You got the various Mustangs and the Auroras, and I call like the 300 and the 300, 315, 325, 350. I don't load any. I only load one of those because they're so similar that for this fleet purpose, initially, I don't really care about the difference between them. So I'm going to do a quick, one more zoom out here. And in order for me to do this, I have to tilt my head and look really funky if someone's peeking. I'm at work right now, and if someone peeks in a window or something, they might think kind of literally bending over here to get this perspective. You can see I like this perspective better. It's easier to see the length of still. So you have a little more there. You can see the length of the 600 compared to the Tally. Most comparable in size. Constellation, about the same size as the Constellation. Should have little one. This is actually this scene is representative of most of my, actually the mega majority of my accounts. So the Constellation, which I do not have, I have the loaners of the Connies. But I don't have Connies, I have a Connie. So I just one so so do it um so uh, quick clear here. I'm in the sure it's going to be it all But you're kind of personally we have high through do you're looking show will be once see the that's right. So that I can give someone a copy of this. I might be reading to it looks like the app's kind of dialed. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe yeah, it crashed. Let's try that again. Happens. Still streaming, so I'm going to launch VieweR again and we'll see what happens. It is still recording. I'm still streaming. When I started to load it, it looked like my control went away. So let's try this again. You have to bear with me on the loading time here. I'll put the headset back on. And yeah, it does take a little bit to load the models. And I don't know what the runtime if these apps, I'm not doing anything. Like once all the models are loaded, there's nothing else going on too much. I am moving the camera as the control goes, but there's not a whole lot of allocation that goes on in that. When I get, let me sync the controller here. In between model loads, it's kind of hung from loading models. There we go. Where is my... This won't be very good if I don't get the controller to read. I don't know what the battery status of it is. It seems to be, battery seems to be fine. Prospector, Gladiator, Gladius, Terrapin. My personal plan with the fleet view was that I want to be able to sort of see my fleet and maybe arrange a formation. Since I'm I sort of wanted to choose different loadouts of what ship I would be putting in a Polaris, including which other I own a few Nox flies and Ursa. Don't have them all for an Ursa, so they're still loading. We're loading the 600i. I don't know how many volleys it is. Looks like with all those servers, it looks like a lot of you can see from here with all the volleys. No, the retaliator. It's pretty fast, though, actually, the retaliator. No, my phone is quite hot. I'm choosing not because I don't want to buy a $400 office. Well, I wanted to. I already have $500 phone, like phone, iPhone stuff. Now it costs that much, so why would I also buy a $400 VR headset? Plus, this is wireless. That's the big benefit. Oculus Vive is wired, so be slow. Thermal throttling is slow. No. I'm orienting, I'm not moving. In the stream, restart with after the phone. Sometimes they even code out of sync. It's not my code, it's Google API and drop the tabs to my scene and things just work however I run to feel in there. Let's try. Can't controller. Time through without control. So, I may just load the site up. Put it in a towel. This between constellation and the tally, and we'll see if it performs better. So let's this. Loading pilot version with only the Connie and the tally. We'll do the Aquila. Finally closed. Let's see. Make a script here of the touring. Let's see, check the spreadsheet too. So I have, I don't think, it's not gonna, all you get is this tiny little thumbnail. I don't know how to stream just from the, can I do that? No, that turns off the camera, haha. I can't just stream the camera. slider do? Oh, that's maximum size. Effects, black and white, none. Okay, so I can't actually just turn on my webcam any larger than this. Nope. So I'm not going to bother to show you how I program the stuff because you're going to have to squint to see it. But I have a spreadsheet that I keep this stuff in. I just dropped the new model, the A600i, into it. And sheets. Got the link, the URL to the CTM. I downloaded the CTM. I put the CTM directly into the app. The app is about, I forget how big the app is. Let me check in a second. 3D models. Loading. I'm going to sort the models by length. Sort by length. And the 600i comes in at 61.5. The Aquila is 60.1. So I'll put the Aquila just before the 600, and I'm going to take out all the other models. Just give me a second to comment out this stuff. I love the Knox model because it's the smallest, so I'm going to put that one in also. It's good for another level of comparison to see what an ant looks like beside these bigger ships. Looking at a Knox beside the, what does this do? Looking at a Knox beside the Idris, pretty big. So today is Gamescom day. Very, very impressive. I was impressed with the demo. I mean, minus the crashes. They had one big crash. Obviously, that was a little bit embarrassing. You could see Chris, but then the other mishap was the couldn't get the Ursa up inside to drive up inside of the Idris. I think things were working fine. It seemed the landing of the Idris was very awkward, but overall, I was excited to see the Idris as an owner of an Idris. That was very cool. That tells me that it's playable. Like it's here and ready and live. So let me plug in so I can put a new build on here with, oops, wrong. I don't want to build Visual Studio. I want to build Unity. Unity, here we go. Let's see, the size of the app is the APK 219 megs. So 219 megs inside the app. Now I have quite a few plans for the Fleet Viewer. The problem with the plans is that my plans were to use the resources directly from the HoloViewer, which makes me think, while this thing's compiling, it does take a minute to compile. Looking at the spreadsheet, there are things like, let's look for the Connie. There's the word LOD1, LOD2. So they have, I can't really multi-stream, can I? I would love to do like picture-in-picture of my phone, things going on my phone, and also show what's going on my desktop. So I have I'm looking at the Connie Taurus LOD2.ctm, and there's a file that you can download, but I wonder if I never tried this, if there's an LOD1 CTM And it does. It downloads a level 1. And if I download a level 3 CTM, ooh, there's a level 3. And if I try a level 4, there is a level 4. And if I do a level 5, there's a level 5, level 6, level 6, level 7, there's a 7, and there's an 8, there's a 9, there's a 10. I'm just going to try level 100. Okay, now that's ridiculous. 2.9 megs. There's no way that these are... Okay. LED1 is 3 megs. So if I get a level 2, if I download the real file, it's also 3 megs. So if I look, open with, I don't have a hex editor. The CTM is clearly, obviously, a binary format, but I can tell by looking at it. It is a CTM file, but it's 3 megs. It doesn't seem any smaller. Sorry, I'm looking at LED1 file. It doesn't seem any smaller in size. LED1 is larger than 2, obviously. But between an LED1, an LED2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 7, 9, 10, 100, all these files download, they all show up as 3 megabytes. I don't know why I would have why they would have different level of details and not have any change in the file size. But the problem is, I'll load these into a mesh lab later on. I might even do it online and stream what I'm doing. But let me just go back into the VR world here. What I want to do, I was talking while I was loading. What I wanted to do, the app is 220 megs. I want to load these CTM models directly from the RSI website through a web request. That is one of the major points of the CTM file format, is to load models over the web. I'm docking the... I don't know if my controller should work. Let me try the controller again. That's the whole reason why I backed out of the previous launch. Controller. There we go. Controller. Where's my controller? Oh, I need to do a Unity, here, rehome. There we go, homed. All right, we're back. So yeah, you can see the Knox over there. It is there. There's a Knox compared to these behemoths. So let me do with this small, you know what a tally is, you know what a Connie is, you're familiar with those scales. So now you can see the 600i in all of its glory. Here I'm just using my, I don't know why sometimes it doesn't work. I have to both control with my head and you can see out of the corner of my eye here the control. Anyway, that's what a Knox looks like in size compared to Connie. And just kind of doing a little shifting here. Blip. So that's it compared to it's a lot better frame rate, a lot less polys. It's a lot more responsive to do it this way. But these are quite, you can just see you can see the dirtiness in the mesh, because I'm still not using a great shader. I'm using a standard shader that has a lot of artifacts in it. So we have yet to walk inside of the tally, of the 600i. Let me just confirm that we're still streaming. Yep, we're still streaming. Where are my eyes? I took my headset off a second there. Still streaming. Let me walk back out into the open here. All right, here we go. A lot smoother. Let's dive just by tipping my head. That's kind of actually something new that I've discovered. I can just tip my head and do, if I want to dive, I can just tip my head. Before I thought I had to look straight down, but instead I can tilt my head and strafe, and I get to go where I want to go. So it's just kind of, I know I've gone on a lot of tangents. That's just the way my mind works. What I don't like about the 600i is that it's not a 900. It's not an 890. It's just small. Like, they're doing this curved glass thing a lot. Like, they have the mist prospector. I think it's going to be common going forward. Why they don't do that to like the RSI ships, and why the RSI ships have those huge beams across the bow, I have no idea why. The Aquila here, RSI, it has beams, so there's just something I don't really with these color schemes. There's no textures on the hollow VieweR model, so I don't really know where the windshield ends. I'm assuming my pointer kind of gets lost here, but that it's sort of the glass is that part of the glass that comes down here. Yeah, I can't really show my pointer too much. I don't know why it disappears behind some objects and not others. Probably it's not finding a hit mesh. This one's loading a mesh bounds collision, a mesh collision. Anyway, I've rambled enough and tons of suspense about what the heck is inside of here, but I do just want to go straight in on the bow into the cockpit and see what it's like. So here we go. But I like this. I've done this to the reclaimer. It's just really cool when you can sort of, especially with the virtual reality of like having this control out here, I can just see that I'm right here on the nose of the ship. And like with my controller, if I can get it set right, like it's that I'm right here. So anyway, this is the inside, and this is, I guess, kind of the a bunk or whatever, like a master bedroom suite. I guess what I don't like about it is it looks too much like if you thought the 890 looked like a boat or a yacht, this one is a boat. And it's too much like a boat. It looks way too much like a boat from the inside. I'm just going to go through the hollow here. Maybe it's I do, and I've never been inside before. As you can see a little bit of some model. You have the hallway or cargo room. One thing I might consider doing is a VR through these ships, like people or inside of the regions. I guess this is the lower part. This is the lower part. This would be perfect for and this is I don't know, sustainable. So I don't like where the 890 probably ships. That a great model of the yes, so really not a bit of, you know, hey, check this out. There's sort of a little media room here. This is the back here, the picture. Where the model is like sitting here. Oops. And there's superimposed a tiger in the room with them in the brochure. You go look at this room in the brochure. There's a fake virtual hologram of a tiger. So whatever. I think they try too hard to blame up this. They're like the Polaris one. I should have been the Polaris back because it's just walk through it. You know, there's stairs somewhere. There's supposed to be a pool table, like a pool table or something. Yeah, there's stairs. Just the shading is hard to see because it blends in. Look at the floor color. When you're edging with the floor over here, it's here. So there are stairs here. We go downstairs. There's something else. Another blah blah over here. I'm sure there was a pool table. I think this was a pool table. Sure. This is kind of the end. And this, don't really quite know what you're supposed to be. We'll go in over here. Unknown if this would be like really accessible or if these are the internals in the engine's works. That it's just sort of hidden geometry that you never really have access to. But you can see inside here, and that's one cool thing about kind of Fleet Viewer is you can see parts of the model that you cannot see in game. You probably wouldn't be able to get in this part of the ship. And there's a certain amount of art. These people, I give Star Citizen guys, I don't know whether to call them CIG or RSI or spell their names out. I give them credit for doing they do a lot of work. I mean, what is this? This is pretty fancy. That's a lot of weird polys right here. I mean, it's artistic for sure. It's stop a little bit. But we're in the engine compartment. We would never see this section. Below that room, there's a third level of storage down here. Don't really see any. It's like a cargo bay. Maybe there's something for here. Let me tip down and see what it looks like underneath. Punch the floor. I don't see any signs of the cargo bay. There's a small seam right here. This is more of a and it's part of the land here. But you just don't really. I don't know, I just don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. I appreciate it. It's beautiful. I love blowing it up. I see these very spatial. The curves and the spatial, very not aerodynamic as much as aerodynamic. This isn't like really aerodynamic. This segment is playing water. Punch through here real quick. I don't think anything can sink through here. Here. Sure. Outside, go along the whole fun. I have very good, uh, feel very good control over leaning. It's slightly acquired skill. It's still hatch here. I like to do. I kind of equate this to scuba diving in a way. You just have to learn how to control your buoyancy, and it takes a little bit here. What I don't see in this model is the gun. There it is. Okay, I thought that I saw the model. Yeah. So here's the gun. Let's punch through here real quick and see what goes behind. Here's something artistic looking-ish. A little bit lost. And through here, get my bangs. I'm trying to get my bangs compared to that. Oh, we're just kind of in the structure here. We're inside the engine where we are. Yeah. This must be the backside of that mesh that looks fancy from the inside. No, backside. Where does it go down? An unmanned turret. I'm guessing if it's anything like the 890, then it's a fully automated turret. Yeah. I mean, don't stare directly on the real game, but you can do it virtual. So that's the kind of no big surprise. Just a tiny bit of geometry, as you can see inside this room here. So I should notice the solid geometry in here, which is the back side, I think, of the engines. Let me punch through here real quick and see what this is the back side of. It's just these little parts and pieces. Look like exhaust manifolds. Looking at the business end of it, exhaust. I don't know. It's a hollow space here for the engine proper to go. Hand to some space for some cargo up there. The fancy living quarters underneath. Some side doors to exit, to go to the side, whatever, to go to the side, obviously, but and then stairs to go up. And it goes around, so you can go around. It's a hair bit sensitive. I can control it pretty well. I'm trying to go too fast. Slow, it's pretty easy to control. Fast, harder. And then inside, no real giveaways on the inside. Except that's the side. That's the side of the fairing. Kind of so. No, that doesn't look like a door, does it? It wouldn't be a door. You wouldn't put a door right here. But it looks like an air intake. So I don't know what this would be. And then another bridge overwhelmed with stop the stream. I'm going to stop the stream and I will load up the Polaris 99. That's just I got it working in the past week or two. I have the number of models that I load. Problem, and if anybody wants help, if anybody's watching this, I need to take hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of files that are on models. With different levels of detail. So I ran the LCD and like they're like for this kind of forest. I have a file that one I'm using for this is the later, but they have just a quick walk through this. They have they kill, I think, has an LD2 kill, and the file in the HTTP colon uses some asset sort of weird asset. LOD2.ctm. Well, I just changed LD2 to LD1, and so it downloads a file. LD4, LD5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 100. All those downloads have even 100 level details. Maybe. Then LD2 tells me that this is kind of that's probably just sure they look better if it's typed as a copper shader. That's not too bad, but I guess it has LD2. All this, all this, my local time. Okay, soon, but I'm okay for now. All these polys that are drawn, you can't see from outside. So there's these Easter eggs. They're great. Drawing this cool model, can't load all of them because all the models have so many of these polys. So what I need to do is get into them. So with the models, I do two things. I don't do one is cache. Don't want to get in her. So on level LE2 or 1, maybe I have all the polys. So here could be this distance level 3. You tested this and maybe level 4. The next is the thing there. And I'm still drawing all tens to hundreds of thousands of polys of it. And I don't need to swap that with based on distance. It's a combination of ratio of distance to the side of it. Dangerous. That small on the distance, so you have to be a kilometer away to look at small. But a kilometer, we don't really care about details. But what I hope I need is someone who do a good 3D, a quick 3D person who's got to stuff out fast. Is to take these models and to cut down into levels. Two or three, but eventually more the better. Let's go on a model with. Well, actually, we don't know what the interior of. Well, I do know what the interior of the vehicle is because we saw the inlet. We in last year too. Our science out here, and boom, no. So this is the inside. There's nothing I haven't seen before. So, but it just shows the details in these CDM files. And you don't really need all these polys when you're looking from the outside, especially. And since I don't know the normals, to be another thing somebody do is to with the actual normals, because all polygons are sitting here. citizens of stars one day for eventually get you or yeah, here right now, yeah, I'm staying close to the water. It's cool. I want to see other things within them are normal. Um, so, you, uh, that, and I was sitting as a big request to provide this system to have normal property. From the J is doesn't like I cannot load. Um, I took the CN box for initial and the next word J became 600 meg, 600,000 meg, and I building Unity not handle. Is there a there's a ladder here. You go down to this little parasite. Yeah, there's where the whole thing. Well, that's what the parasite is about. I guess just never put the business in the butt of the kill model. See. A few minutes ago, talk let me stop the stream and let me go over here. See, I have return. Pretty hard. As you can see, the big doors. It's kind of cool. Front, back, big doors. And side, with the and all. Three is one. I guess if I know I'm the length of the ship or more away than I know I can. So to the ship, I'll show a version of the model that had no internal geometry, and that was me. But I'm not a big $3. I'm sure downloads tools like etc. I must have paying for. I really don't care to pay for. Another cool extra would be remove the screens that was screen like transparent. Put in some textures. It's like the first I fell in love with. I realized how these need some other so no, we're still fine, right? Alright, I'm out. Stop stream. Compile compile version of the 890